Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and if you don't mind, please hit subscribe and share my video and like it, please. Today I was going to do a fishing video today. I was going to go do some on the water video, and I get to my little lake here close to my house, and we are in a drought, bad drought here in northwest Arkansas. Hadn't had any rain to speak of in a couple of months, and all of the grass is dead. I hadn't had to mow any of my customers' yards now for 3 or 4 weeks. My yard's dead, everybody's yard's dead. Anyway, I get to the ramp over there at the little lake there close to my house, and the ramp is completely out of the water. I'd have had to back way out into the mud to get the boat in the water, and I'm not sure it was deep enough to float it, because it's pretty shallow there where the ramp is anyway. And anyway, so I didn't get to do any on the water today like I'd planned on. I could have went over to another lake, but I decided that I would just do a video on falling water. It's hot. It's October 24th, 2024, and it's 90 degrees outside, so people's using their air conditioners, so the Beaver Dam and the other dams in the area is running some water, generating some electricity, so that's going to make current. And falling water, and especially falling water with current, there is nothing better than a crankbait. You cannot go wrong with a crankbait. This is the DTE. Which one is this one? Ouch. Them hooks is freaking sharp. Gotta move up. I'm getting the kids. I'm in line to get the kids at school. This is DT16 here. So anyway, this is a good one if they're out deeper, but I don't expect them to be too many out that deep still. I'm thinking that most of them's going to be 10 foot at the most right now, because the shad is moved up shallower in the backs of pockets and coves, and so I expect come loose, you stupid thing. A DT6 or a DT8 will work really good in the shad pattern. Here's the shad pattern. This is my favorite. Can't remember the name of the color, but it's this shad pattern in the DT line. Also, I would throw a rock crawler, a shad colored rock crawler, or a crawdad colored rock crawler. The crawdad will, if you're banging the rocks and stuff, the crawdad colors is going to work good. Anyway, I'll fish it on flatter banks right now. I don't want real steep banks right now. I want the flatter banks. If there's docks or rocks or brush laydowns, brush piles, stumps, any kind of structure or cover on the structure, it's going to make it that much better. Truthfully, I don't expect to be fishing most of my time. I'll be mainly fishing even shallower than 10 feet, probably 6 feet or less. And a lot of people doesn't throw these right now. This is considered more of a springtime crankbait from what I see out of people. But I throw Shad Rap, the old shad colored Shad Rap. This is the number 5, I believe. And yes, the number 5s. And you cannot beat these little Shad Raps, or you can throw a square bill too. But they see a ton of square bills this time of year, but they don't see too many of these little Shad Raps, if any. It's got the shad profile. It runs shallow, and they come through brush pretty dang good. If you want to, ouch, those hooks are sharp. If you got a little bit bigger shad, in your lake, good night, them hooks. I change all my hooks out for those triple grip hooks, and they are by golly sharp. Anyway, if you got a little bit bigger shad in your lake, or you need to get a little deeper, here's the number 7 Shad Rap. Great bait. Great bait. They will nail that thing. And then you can't forget about the flicker shad. This flicker shad, if the water is a little bit dingy, has a little color to it, this chartreuse shows up real good. And then if the water is not dingy, see how that thing puts off the color and flash? They will come up and nail that flicker shad. If they're up there eating the crawdads, here's a number 7 Shad Rap crawdad that you can throw. And then of course, I need to get all freaking boxes so I don't have to fight with these things to get them loose. And then here's another good one, another good Shad Rap. But anyway, crankbaits, falling water, especially falling water with current, a crankbait is hard to beat. I throw it on 10-pound test fluorocarbon, 7 to 7'3", medium, anywhere from a medium light to medium heavy action rod. Those smaller crankbaits I'll throw on a medium light to medium. A reel, I like a 5 or 6 to 1 gear ratio in a reel, and I'll make long casts out across flats, long casts parallel with the bank, on the flatter banks. I'll drag it through brush piles, I'll drag them through rock piles between the stumps. Just get it around the cover on that flatter banks. You want on flatter banks right now, and around boat docks and all that. Throw it out there, get it down, let it bang the bottom. Sometimes you throw it out there and get it to the bottom, then you just pull it. You'll throw it out there and you'll reel it, and you'll get to the bottom, then you'll take your rod and you'll just pull, take up slack, pull, take up slack. What that does, it makes the bait go across the bottom doing its thing, digging in the rocks. Then when you stop, to take up the slack, he'll kind of raise up just a little bit, and then when you pull, he'll jerk it back down to the bottom. And that erratic action will cause a reaction strike. Another way to do it is reel. You'll be reeling it at whatever speed that the fish wants that day. Sometimes they want it slow, sometimes they want it fast. The water's still warm enough that they'll probably want it fairly quick. But even if you're reeling it fairly quick, you're reeling, all of a sudden just give it a quick bump with your as you reel, give it a quick reel, and it'll speed that up real quick, and then it'll slow down. And if there's a fish following it and you do that speed up, the fish will speed up, and when it slows down, they nose into it, and they're either going to hit it or they're going to decide to leave. And most of the time they'll nail it. A lot of times I get bites right after I do that quick reel, and as soon as I go back to a slower retrieve, they've got it, because I think they run into it. It's my opinion anyway. And another way to retrieve it is throw it out there, get it to the bottom, and then kind of give it a quick rip and take up slack. Quick rip and take up the slack. And that real fast takeoff and slow down's another erratic action, and it drives them crazy, and they'll come and hit it. If you have fish there it's kind of suspended in the water column, you can throw it out there, reel it down to about the depth that you want your bait, and then you'll just do it like a jerk bait. You jerk, and pause and take up a little bit of slack, jerk, pause and let it take up slack, jerk. Work it kind of like a jerk bait, and that thing going down and then rising back up, going down, rising back up, looks like an injured bait fish, and they will come and eat it. Another thing on this flicker shad, the chartreuse, if you're in an area that's got this extra flash and that chartreuse and a little bit of red on it, if you're in an area with lots of shad, that chartreuse color, that extra flash on it will draw the fish to your bait, because it's different than all the other baits. They'll see that thing and then they'll want to eat it and attack it. So if you're throwing a good shad imitating color and you're not getting many hits, that's another thing that you can do, is switch over to something bright that they can see and it's got some color to it. Or even this one here is a shad imitator, but it's got that chartreuse stripe down the side of it, and that chartreuse stripe sometimes enough to let them see your bait, and it'll help you get more bites. But anyway, that's a little quick tip on falling water, and especially with current. I hope that helps you catch some more fish. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below. If you have any topics you want me to cover, please leave a message below. And as I said earlier, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching my video, and please hit like, subscribe, and share, please. And y'all have a blessed week, and I will see you on the water.